Alright, the Saturday games have come and gone, and not great games. Both were over fairly soon. You could kind of tell immediately what kind of what kinds of games these were going to be. But I didn't hate it. I enjoyed watching team. I do to some extent enjoy watching one team blow out the other team, and the Saints put on a great show for us. I thought the Saints played an awesome game that was entertaining, and really you saw the Colts just play well and take advantage of a Ravens team that made all kinds of ridiculous mistakes. But let's start off with the early game: Cardinals and Saints, 45 to 14. So I'm just glad the Cardinals thing is over because after last week, I really thought to myself, geez, are the Cardinals going to have another miracle run in them, And, you know, to see it end the way it did decisively, there was no opening for Arizona to make a comeback in this game. There was no room for Arizona to try and come back at the end. And that's how you get it done in the playoffs. That's how you take advantage of your bye week. That's how you take advantage of playing at home. And, obviously the game started terribly with the 70-yard run by Hightower, but that play kind of fluky. Usually stuff like that doesn't happen. So, to me, I'd rather have that happen than have a long drive by Arizona, because a long drive by Arizona would indicate that they're capable of moving the ball on offense. All that one play indicated was that they pretty much got lucky on that one play. So, the big play, you know, you can live with that as long as your defense plays good for the rest of the game. And New Orleans defense definitely did. I thought they got a ton of pressure on Warner. Obviously, they tagged him a couple times, and it was brutal to watch him at some points, forcing turnovers. But the offense, man, the freaking offense, so good. That was the Saints team that I hadn't seen in about a month, and they're back now, and they were just putting up points like crazy. And I felt kind of stupid for taking the under on that game, but hey, I'll get over it. So, yeah, just an awesome game by them. Colston, Shockey, Bush had a huge game. Everybody got involved. Just a perfect effort by them, and I enjoyed watching it, even though the game was over by halftime when the Cardinals were just doing everything wrong and the Saints did everything right. And um, yeah, I mean, I missed this Saints team. I really did. I was wondering where they had gone for the past month and a half or whatever, and it looks like they're back. So I enjoyed it. Great game by them. And the Colts Ravens, just finished watching that. There's really not too much to say here. The Colts played well. The Ravens might have played well if they didn't make so many ridiculous mistakes. And there you have your result. The two touchdowns in the second quarter that came within like 2 minutes of each other pretty much ended the game. Pretty much decided the game. Those that 2 minute span where the Colts got the touchdown, the Ravens went 3-and-out, and the Colts got another touchdown. That pretty much was it. Manning, solid, not spectacular, but against this defense, I thought he did fine. He threw one pick, which was bad, but it was to Ed Reed, and Ed Reed makes a lot of passes look bad. And the other one, it did look like it was caused by the pass interference, so hard to hold that one against him. And, the touchdowns were nice. He just was good. And the running game, it wasn't there, but they did need short yards a couple of times, and they did pick up the yards they needed. There was a 3rd-and-2 early in the game they converted. So really, this is not a running league anymore. This is a passing league. So if you're a team like the Colts, if you can run just well enough to keep the other team honest, just well enough, then you're probably fine. And that's kind of what the NFL is turning into. I mean, the Chargers can barely even do that. The Cardinals were a good example of that. The Saints, to some extent, are a good example of that, although they do run the ball fairly well, as we saw earlier today. It's still not as good as, the elite running teams of this league. So, yeah, and obviously the Ravens left a lot of points out there with the 2 picks, the 2 fumbles, just a lot of plays that they left out there. 5 dropped passes, but I do think the Colts are still the better team, and they would win this game more often than not, because it's in the nature of the Ravens to be a little immature, a little mistake prone, and that's something they need to fix and put up with or fix or put up with, because that's just in their nature to commit a lot of penalties, to do stupid things at the wrong time. It's just what they do. And I don't like to watch it too much either, because I like the Ravens. They have some of my favorite players in the league: Ray Lewis, Ray Rice, Derek Mason. But I don't know where that comes from. But if you took out the penalties and stuff and the mistakes, they're right there. And I think they have a good chance to get there next year, actually. But I won't talk about that right now. So solid game by Indy. They made a couple plays, and that was all they needed. And New Orleans lit it up. Tomorrow's going to be good, guys. I got a good feeling about both these games. They're going to be close. So I'm going to enjoy that. Hope you guys enjoyed today, and we'll enjoy tomorrow. And I'll see you guys later.